I was nervous. I was nervous I would be a beanie poser.
I think it looks really good.
Great. I'm glad.
I hope this comes across the right way. You are like a dead ringer for one of the girls who's like a skater girl, but like in a very like cliche high school movie. With the beanie on, I see it.
How did you know that I had a 3-month skater girl face?
My third eye is open.
With a petty word. I'm a skater girl, but from High School Musical.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like you're at the table with the guy who plays cello, and you're like, yes. Oh my God.
I play cello too.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
Welcome to MotoMouths, the podcast for MotoGP, motorsports, and more. I'm your host, Zoe, and somehow things keep happening.
Yeah, against all odds, things do keep happening. I'm also, Zoe, your other co-host, shocked by the things that are happening.
There's so much happening. I wasn't expecting things to get this silly this early.
I am so upset about it. Like, we were having a little giggle about Massimo Rivola being like, I'm so mad everyone's moving so quickly. And now I'm so mad everyone's moving so quickly.
No, literally, it's like, can you guys
We don't even
down?
know. We have not even started this season.
I have work.
No, I have things to do.
I have a job.
I can't keep waking up every morning to like the most insane news I've ever seen and have everybody treat it as fact. When it is just reporting.
Also, it's like, I don't want to wake up every morning to insane news from England like I'm in World War II. You know, from Europe, I mean, the continent. The continent.
Europe is so tiny if we look at the Mercator projector.
Do you know what I learned yesterday? Papua New Guinea.
Sure.
Picture it in your head.
Yeah.
Second biggest island on planet Earth.
What's the first? Madagascar?
Greenland.
Cuba? Okay, one, I didn't know we classified Greenland as an island. And two, that's crazy because Papua New Guinea is tiny on a map.
Mercator projection. Papua New Guinea reaches from Long Island to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I was like, what the fuck?
Is it really skinny?
Not even. It takes up most of the eastern U.S.
That's crazy.
Speaking of the West Wing.
Speaking of the West Wing, big block of cheese day.
Put Germany back where it was. Because you're freaking me out.
You're freaking me out.
It's huge. Also, it's so mountainous that there are glaciers still
in Papua New Guinea?
It. Yes.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy. We got to move on, my love.
So big. Anyways.
So silly season has been sillying season like it has never sillied season before.
Silly season sells seashells by the seashore.
Sillily.
Seasonally. Of course.
Right.
It's a seasonal industry.
Right. You can't sell seashells by the seashore in the winter.
No. What is this? Snow on the beach?
We have so many other things that we need to talk about before we get to silly season, but I want you guys to know that we're thinking about it and upset about it. Just hold on.
We'll get there. What's first? Launches.
We have a couple launches, and we are at this point. I'm calling it. We're done with launches. I don't care if someone else needs to launch. We're done.
Okay. Honda launched.
Honda and LCR launched. Honda, I don't have anything else to say other than they look good.
I have so much to say about LCR Honda.
Oh, let's get into it.
First of all, did you see their like launch thing on MotoGP's Instagram where it's like, Mom, I threw up?
Yeah, I did see that.
It's the shadows, distorted shadows.
Yeah, of course.
Of Diogo Moreira and Johann Zarco. Mom, I threw up. There's no other way to describe it.
Right.
And that really set us off on a strong start, I think.
I don't know if I agree. I don't know if strong is the word I would use.
An interesting start.
Yes. What is fun about LCR is that they technically have two different bikes.
Which they had last year as well, and I really liked.
Yes. last year, it was Tomcat Chantra, who was sponsored by, I think, a Japanese brand. They do not currently sponsor that bike anymore. And so Diogo Moreira's bike is sponsored by Pro Honda, which is like another oil brand within the Honda umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
I like this bike. I think it's very red, white, and blue in a non-American way.
No,
I think
it's very
gorge.
Honda. It's both the bikes are still very classic Honda colors that I love.
Well, Johann Zarco's actually is Castrol colors. So it's red, white, and green.
Right.
He is also very excited about his bike this year because he gets a little bit of blue. And he
does get a little
so
bit
excited about it.
I have so much to say about Johann Zarco.
I don't. I always forget about him.
We always forget about Johann Zarco, but I have so much I want to say about Johann Zarco. Before we get to Johann Zarco, I want to pose a question to you. Does Diogo Moreira kind of look like Justin Bieber?
I can honestly say I've never considered it.
It was the beginning of a clip. He was wearing a beanie, which is why I think it gave the Biebs.
And this, on the week of the Biebs' return.
I have Bieber on the brain.
Is it this one?
Yeah.
I kind of see it.
Right?
It's with his like soulful eyes.
Yes.
That are a little sad.
It looks like he wants to tell me that he grew up in a really small town being Toronto.
And he has a song to sing.
Yeah.
I kind of see it.
That I wanted to talk about was that I've loved every single starter pack that MotoGP has created.
I think they're so funny. Can we just talk about the fact that they named the Ducatis the Red Rockets? I have been wanting to make that joke somewhere. I didn't even have to make it.
Even they made it for you. I just love that the Johann Zarco starter pack is sending me because
what is it?
It's piano, guitar, microphone, backflip.
Didn't know I could pick up a backflip and put it in my pocket.
The backflip is what is getting me because he's like arced perfectly upside down. And then it says that his nickname is JoJo.
Is it?
It says right there, JoJo.
And a smiley face. Also another nebulous thing to have in a starter pack.
Then the third thing I wanted to talk about with Johann Zarco. I'm a Johann Zarco fan now.
I can tell. I'm picking up on that.
JoJo and Zozo for life.
Wow. Should we throw a party? Should we invite
Bella Hadid? In his like kickoff post, another one of them where they did like quotes, he said, the goal is to dream about victories.
Okay, so like he won a race this year.
The goal is not to win.
Just he wants to dream about them. And you know what, Joanne?
It's possible.
I think you'll get there. I think you'll get there.
The goal is to dream about victories. You can just dream about victories, my guy.
Oh, you're having a good one with this one.
I've been dying over it for like 2 days. I'm crying. The goal is to dream about victories. Oh my God. I know English isn't his first language, but Jesus Christ.
Imagine if Winston Churchill said that.
It's on like a hang in there poster. No, the black and white ones that are like, motivation is success.
No, it's keep calm and dream of victories.
It's so dumb.
Oh, goodness.
And then another thing that LCR Honda said, it keeps giving, truly, is that when they launched his bike, they said, Johann Zarco x Castrol Honda LCR. Similar, but not quite the same. With the, like, satisfied emoji.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do we do?
Like, what does that mean to you?
What does it mean? What does any of it mean?
What do you mean?
What does it all mean? I don't know.
It means that they're hoping to dream of victory, Zoe. That's what it means.
The goal is to dream of victory.
Can we be done with Honda now?
Yeah, we can be done with Honda.
We'll be back to Honda in a little bit, don't worry. The other launch we got was Gresini, finally.
Which wasn't even in Taipei.
It was in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah, but they did the whole, okay, I get 4 minutes to talk about Alex Free Solo.
Okay, I forgot I agreed to this.
Zoe agreed to it. My favorite documentary of all time is Free Solo. I'm a climber. I got into climbing from Free Solo, and also because my brother's a climber. I made Zoe watch portions of Alex Honnold Free Solo Taipei 101.
If I'd watched more than the 20 minutes I did watch, I think I would have killed myself. It was so stressful. And I understand logically that it shouldn't have been, but it was.
So it was just a beautiful joy to me. I hope they do documentaries for the whole season. I hope that Grazzini, they posted the Netflix poster of like Alex Marquez, not Honnold, looking up at Taipei 101. So I hope that that is a hint that they're going to be doing documentaries for their little series this year. Because last year they did albums. And the year before that, it was movies.
Oh, for a second, I thought you meant you hope they actually did a documentary. And I was like, I don't think that's happening. But now that I am picking up what you're putting down, yeah, they need some kind of like thematic frame.
I think documentaries would be good. I want them to do Wild Wild Country for Coda.
But that happened in like Montana.
Well, they can't do Waco.
There's a lot of other stuff they could do for Texas, I feel like.
Probably. Oh my God, they could do the Cheer documentary.
Yeah.
That would be so good.
Grazzini, call us.
Anyways, I just am really happy that I get to talk about Free Solo because Zoe didn't let me do it like 3 weeks ago.
There's only so many sports we can talk about here.
It's a very good documentary. I really, if you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix now. It's very, very good. Jimmy Chin and his wife, whose name is unfortunately escaping me, are excellent documentarians and have done a lot of other really great documentaries. There's one I love called Meru, which is gnarly.
Gnarly is a specific word.
It is gnarly, dude. Anyways, so I thought they were launching in Taipei, but no, they went to Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah, I don't really...
Who knows why?
Yeah, I think they're just going for documentaries, and that happened to be like very topical.
And Alex.
I can't think of any other Furmans that have been in documentaries. The only thing I have to say about the livery this year is that there's no silver. I really didn't like the silver. That's a me thing. I recognize it. I didn't like it.
It looks the same.
I just didn't really like their spacesuit shit from last year.
Yeah. Alex's starter pack has the pineapple pizza king.
I hate that about him. I'm going to be so honest.
Also, Furman's is ridiculous.
A rose tattoo? Shopping bags? Head of hair?
Fade out.
I can't see the other two.
One's his dogs, Teddy and Milo, and Real Madrid.
Okay, sure.
These people have no personalities. All they do is ride
no hobby
bike.
Other than bike.
All they do is bike.
But like it makes sense because they are elite bike riders.
Right. Like this Barbie's job is bike.
Yeah. Ken's job is bike.
Ken's job is bike.
We have a couple admin things and a nice little segue because Furman Aldeguer, who is Alex's teammate at Grazzini, is going to miss the first race of the season. He's not committed to like a specific date to come back by because he broke his femur, which, if you don't know, is a really big bone in your leg and you can't walk without it.
Furman femur fucked. You can walk without it. You just need very specific aids.
Or not having a leg.
Exactly.
He said that he's looking at Brazil or Coda as a comeback date. Those were both in March. So we will not see him for a while on a bike, which is good. That's your femur, dude.
You only have two.
You only have two. And at this point, only one of them has not been broken.
Right.
Let's keep it that way. Other thing I think is really funny is that like the first F1 interloper that we have paving the way into MotoGP team ownership is not, as we might have expected, Lewis Hamilton. It is not Max Verstappen. Who is it, Zoe?
Pierre Gasly.
It is. Pierre Gasly is one of the like investors as part of the consortium who bought Tech 3, which is crazy.
It's crazy to me because that means he's in cahoots with Gunther Steiner.
I mean, I think only technically. My guess is how that's structured is that it's like a hedge fund kind of thing. And he is one of probably
a dozen,
anywhere from like 15 to like 35 names who invest in that, specifically to invest in other sports. That's my guess of what it is. And then the people who run it picked Gunther Steiner to be their like CEO person of the team. It's very different than what Bajaj did with KTM.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, and we'll talk about it because it's coming up. Okay, admin aside, we got to get back into our contract commentary, which sounds like is going to be a segment that will not last that long.
Apparently.
In the course of the year.
I thought I was going to have to make a jingle, but now I don't even know if there's a point.
I feel like it'd be fun to have a jingle if you feel so inclined.
I could take a look at a jingle.
Yeah, just glance in the direction of a jingle. So first things first, we, up until like 2 days ago, have not had any of the factory seats contracted from 2027 and beyond. They've been completely empty. I think this is the first time this has ever happened in MotoGP history. Kind of unprecedented.
Everyone, it's musical chairs.
Everyone's out of a job. Unemployment rate, super high.
It's giving 2008.
Yeah.
Recession core.
We do have some people with contracts. Johann Zarco is one of them.
King.
Toprak Razgatlioglu is one of them. There are a few out there who have a job starting in 27, but the vast majority of them don't. We know it's going to be crazy this year. We now have our first factory contract signing for 2027 and 28, so it's a multi-year contract for Marco Bezzecchi, who we all kind of knew was going to stay at Aprilia, but he announced it in a way that was so fun and weird, but like appropriate for the way this team has been in the last year for him.
I love this so much because it's giving...
It's so fun.
It's giving feudal lord marrying off his beautiful treasured daughter. There's a dowry.
So let's clarify.
Valet is marrying off his beautiful daughter, and the dowry is 4 Rubik's Cubes and a dog.
And also his talent.
Well, yeah, I guess, but...
There you go. So to clarify, in a, I think, very sentimental ceremony.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Marco Bezzecchi married his bike.
That he proposed to at the end of the season.
Right. The bike was all in white. The bike had a veil.
There was a veil.
The bike was walked down the aisle by a member of the Aprilia squad wearing a shirt that had the faces of all of the people who work at Aprilia on it. Marco and the bike have matching Cartier love rings that are customized, engraved with like the word love on it. And Sava was a flower girl and helped give the bike away. And also, Jorge Martin wasn't invited.
Love wins.
And Massimo Rivolo was like the person
officiant.
Yeah. Which is like, it is all like the setup to announce that they have a 2-year contract.
They could have just done a press release.
Yeah, but like, why would they?
They threw a wedding.
They threw a wedding. Oh, and I can't remember if I mentioned this. Marco Bezzecchi was in customized, like a black tux race suit.
I love him so much.
So it was a full leather black race suit, but it had like, the zipper was like a black tie and there were like lapels and he had like a white shirt underneath it.
They're going to consummate their marriage.
The season is their consummation, I guess.
And here's my question. It is the bike that he proposed to last year. It's not a 2026 bike, is it?
I actually don't know.
We need clarification.
We need clarification.
Because if it's not his bike from last year, I'm going to be pissed.
I think he thinks of them all as the same bike. Also, I think it's far more symbolically resonant if he gets married to the bike from 26, you know? Like, he is committing to the future of this team.
He proposed to the bike.
They're all the same bike, Zoe.
All right.
Hate to break it to you. Okay, so we have our first factory contract. Now we have to get into the shit that's less fun and, like, exhausting. I don't know about you, but I woke up, I think it was, like, Thursday last week, to what felt like confirmed reports, but were not confirmed reports, that there is bombshell news that Fabio Quartararo had signed with Honda.
You made a video about it. That it's like rumored.
Yeah, because it was bombshell. It's fucking crazy.
A new bombshell has entered the villa.
Yes. This then also trickled down into another kind of like reported story. And by the way, these are coming from legitimate, like tried and true journalists who have broken true news.
Yeah.
In the past. Like,
this isn't like a Planet F1 type situation.
No, these are journalists who have sources, are trusted in the industry, and people talk to, and have been right all the time. So that's why partly it became such of like, oh, this is basically confirmed. That then trickled down into Pedro Costa is confirmed for factory Ducati in 2027.
Which means Peck goes out of a job.
Right. So then over the course of the weekend, it then also trickled down into these are more rumor-based stories that Pecco and Jorge Martin are both going to Yamaha, maybe?
Oh my God.
And it just kind of kept going. These are the big 4 pieces. And so when you talk about like the contract situation of 27, there are a couple of names that are like huge, huge deals. Obviously, top of that list is Marc. Marc is, by all accounts, going to re-sign with Ducati. We've discussed. The other 2 names at the top of the list are Pedro Acosta and Fabio Quartararo. What's really interesting about this whole story about the Honda Ducati situation is that supposedly, because if you look back a couple of months, we've talked about how maybe like 2/3 of the way through the year, there was a lot of reporting about Honda making a serious bid for not only Jorge Martin, but Pedro Acosta. The prevailing theory at this point is, assuming these reports are true, Honda went hard after Pedro. Pedro apparently said no in favor of Ducati, while Honda then immediately pivoted and went straight to Fabio. That's where a lot of this reporting is kind of coming from, and like the thinking of what probably happened, which then, like you said, leaves Pecco out in the lurch and then opens up Yamaha to spend money as much as they want, because they've been sinking money into Quartararo for years. None of this is confirmed, by the way.
Right.
That's
like,
the thing.
It's so musical chairs. I just want it to let's all just sit in a room like Model UN and figure it out and have it be done with.
Well, and this is what's kind of annoying about it, is that like no one knows what's going on. No one knows what's going to happen this year. We have not even tested anything.
Which is like, that's why it's so crazy too.
And everyone's just really getting the head of themselves. And my guess is that factories are trying to exert pressure to commit riders to them. That's my guess. We saw this with Jorge and Honda last year, that I'm reasonably sure there was a little bit of gamesmanship going on with like both of them, where Jorge was trying to back Aprilia into a corner and Honda was trying to back Jorge into a corner as well, because I just wanted to commit to something. And I think that's probably what's happening right now, because they know that everybody's up for it. And that, like, my guess is that teams from a strategic perspective are like, it's basically like sorority like bidding. It's crazy.
It's rush. It is rush.
It's nuts.
The PNMs are being ranked.
And everyone's going after their top choices. What I also think is very interesting is that Marco Bezzecchi has, like I said, signed for a 2-year contract after 26. So he's locked in for 27 and 28. He has mentioned that he came into Aprilia last year where his entire goal was to work on a long-term relationship contract. I think he had like a 2-year contract, and he was hoping to sign at the end of that another multi-year contract. So his whole plan was to come in and be at a team for a very long time. And he's like, I didn't tell anyone that, but that was my plan.
Good for you, Vision Board King.
What's so funny is that Marc Marquez is reportedly, and this I do believe is true, because it's not that big of a deal if it is or isn't. So it's like, whatever. Marc is reportedly asking for a single-year contract from Ducati, which is, I think, the right call for him. And what I imagine a lot of other big names are also doing that teams don't want them to be doing. Because Marc is betting on Ducati for sure. He's saying, I want to be here. I trust you guys, and I believe in your capabilities. But I'm putting a safety net out there for myself that if you don't fucking figure it out in 27, I'm out.
What's so crazy is that I agree with you. I bet a lot of big names are doing this, which is insane, because then it's just going to continue. This whole cycle is going to happen again in 27, and then it's going to happen again in 28. Like, somebody's got to have a multi-year contract somewhere for people to get established and not shuffle around as much.
Well, and I think that's part of the push-pull, because teams aren't going to give that to anyone who asks.
Right.
They'll give it to Marc and they'll give it to Fabio.
Marc, it makes sense because he's decrepit and old and decaying.
Well, it makes sense for Marc in two ways. One of which that you've already said, and second of which is that he's shown that that kind of doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like, he'll still perform. They theoretically, I could see them giving it to Pecco, but I don't think they give it to that many people. And so that's where that pressure from a team comes, where it's like, they want someone to sign a contract.
They want that cookie.
They want that cookie. They'll take a variety of cookies, is the thing. Other thing on contracts is Alex, this is breaking my heart, but I understand why he's doing it, is reportedly seriously entertaining an offer from KTM for a factory ride.
I mean, I think it's dumb, but I kind of get it.
It's the same thing that, it's not the same thing, but I think it's an interesting, similar thing that happened with Bezzecchi before he went to Aprilia. Is like, the project of the VR46 Academy is to like get people up into factory seats. And so like having Pecco do that, Frankie did that at a certain point, Bez doing that, like that's all a win for the VR46 Academy. It's the ultimate goal. And from a rider's career perspective, it's what they want. Like it's the
prestige.
Goal. They get to have a little bit more control. Like they get to have more say over things. They theoretically will get more money. But my problem is Alex has had a pretty inconsistent career.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And he's banking on the success of 2025 to like open these doors for him, and he should. I think that's the right call. But he had the best bike ever last year. Like, that's a serious qualifying factor on all of his work.
Not only did he have the best bike ever last year, Jorge Martin and Pecco Bagnaia were nowhere.
Right. Fabio Quartararo was fucked over on the Yamaha.
And Bez only got to where he was in the latter half of the season.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I would imagine that he's probably one of the later signings. I'm sure that teams want to see what he does in the first few races of the season.
I wonder if he's entertaining this to get more money out of Gresini. Because ultimately, I think his thing is he's like, riders should get paid what they're worth.
Get your bag, King.
And I think that's totally fair. I also am just kind of like, Alex isn't stupid. So I don't understand why he would get in bed with KTM and Bajaj when that's like a house of cards waiting to fall over. So I don't really know. Every person who has been implicated in this weird like musical chairs thing has basically been like, yeah, nothing, signed, please.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Luca Marini had a really interesting take on it where he basically was like, people are bored over the winter and they're just saying things. Why are you listening to them?
It's the concept of silly season.
Right.
They get bored. They got to write.
But that typically happens in the summer. That's the point.
I know, but there's two silly seasons. You got the summer season and the solstices. When is the silly solstice? When is the silly solstice?
Yeah, I'm not pagan enough to answer that question.
Midsummer.
All I have to say is like I'm really bad with change. I don't think this is a surprising thing.
I just want to say I don't like this.
So I'm not a fan.
She says wearing a Danny Rick hat.
And I didn't like it then either. God. If I speak, there are things that I could say that I think would make people angry, so I'm just not gonna. But suffice it to say, I think it's all a little bit stupid.
I think it's silly. It's goosery.
It is the height of silly goosery. Like, I know we were laughing at Massimo Rivola, but he was right. He was right. Okay, next thing on the docket is MotoGP Shakedown and testing. This will be a pretty quick update. Shakedown's over. It happened. We did it. Thank God. It's done. Testing starts tomorrow, which is the 3rd, which will not be tomorrow on the day that you listen to this, because that's
testing
how time
will be
works.
Going on.
But it's the 3rd through the 5th of this week. None of it is televised, which irritates me as the dedicated minority who would watch every hour of it. But whatever. Fabio Quartararo in the Shakedown and likely for testing will be running a pink aspect of his kind of like devil branding. I think it's very cute and I think it's very fun. Rest assured, he will not be running pink all season. This is something he typically does for like testing. I think last year he ran a green version and then he'll probably go back to red for like the real season. But it looks good. I like it.
I love pink.
I think another fun update that is sure to ruffle some feathers. Ducati looks like, by what we've seen in the Shakedown photos, looks like it's kind of going a little bit all in on the things that Pecco hated last year. So it looks like they are bringing
all
updates.
In Marc Marquez.
Shut up. Shut up.
Marc Marquez all in.
Remember when you watched that and you were like, I think I'm going to throw up?
I didn't think I was going to throw up. I was really upset about MotoGP.
Okay, well.
I know we disagree on that.
But long story short, it looks like Ducati is going to keep sacrificing the front end, which Marc can deal with, but Pecco really hates. So we'll see how that goes. I think that is one of the big things I'm keeping an eye out for.
Their small, ugly brake disc.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyways, I think that brings us to the great wide world of motorsports. And I want to start by saying, I don't think you're ready for the shakedown. It's from K-Pop Demon Hunters. That's a really good joke.
I haven't seen it. I was actually thinking today I need to watch it.
You really need to. It's honestly, like, genuinely just so much fun.
You know, everyone I know who's watched it is like, no, I went into it and was like, okay. And then I left it and was like, I loved it.
One of the main characters is Zoe.
No, it's very exciting for me because whenever I get to hang out with my niece and nephews and like my cousin's kids, they're like, Zoe hunts demons. And I'm like, I do.
She does spell it with a Y, which is amongst the worst potential spellings.
Yeah, but I feel like that doesn't matter to a 4-year-old.
Yeah. You ever see a Zoe, i.e.
Zoe?
Yeah.
No, I've never.
I've met a Zoe in my time.
Where are they from?
College.
No, but like, are their family from anywhere?
No, just Just a liberal bubble city.
Ew.
I know.
I say that because everybody in the Midwest hears my name and they're like, oh, you're Greek. And I'm like, no.
But they'll say, did you know that your name means life?
You're like, wow, that's so crazy. I never knew that.
I never heard this before. Really?
News to me.
News to me. Anyways, so getting into the great wide world of motorsport, we have some more shakedown stuff. Mercedes went out and did like 500 laps.
Yeah, like a lot.
A lot. They did a lot of laps.
And they feel really good. I think that is interesting. Toto had some strong words about the rumors about the Mercedes engines. And he said other manufacturers should, quote, get their shit together. And I agree.
I agree. But asterisk,
Not McLaren.
Not McLaren.
Right. Yeah. George had some classic Georgisms where he basically was like, I'm ready for a title fight. I'm going to have one. It's going to be great. I'm exaggerating. And specifically said, like, I'm going to have a title fight with Max Verstappen because I deserve that and he deserves that. And I was like, sure, totally.
I would expect nothing less of him to say that.
No, that's why I said classic Georgism.
Classic Georgism.
He did set some really good times, so it's not coming from a vacuum.
No, it sounds like the opposite of when Mercedes came out with the zero pod concept.
Which was famously the stupidest thing ever.
The stupidest thing ever.
As Alex Albon once said.
McLaren, I have a really good idea for you.
I think you guys could do it right.
I think you could do it right.
I think you could elevate the concept.
I think you could really make it work.
Just throwing it out there.
Just putting that into the universe, speaking it into existence. Their launch was today, yesterday? Not entirely sure, but they had Dorian Pin there as their development driver with all of their other development drivers, and it was so exciting. I'm so happy for her. Love her to death.
Love her.
Love her.
Love her down.
Love her down bad. Lewis.
We were talking last week about how you were like, do they feel good?
Yeah.
And I think they feel good.
Which is scary.
Well, and what's interesting, like in a weird way to me, is Charles looks really happy. And he's saying the car is like snappy and oversteery in a good way because he likes that. However, Lewis doesn't like that. And he's also saying the car looks really good. And he was like really fucking fast.
Schrodinger's car.
So what's going on?
What is going on in Maranello?
Questions I'm always asking.
Maybe it's that they're both getting laid.
Okay, well, do we believe the reports about Lewis?
I have a theory.
Tell me.
I think this is an escalation of his ongoing beef with Fernando Alonso.
You think Lewis Hamilton maybe sort of kind of dating Kim Kardashian is actually about his beef with Fernando Alonso?
And Kim's beef with Taylor, yes.
I know we jest, but Fernando never actually dated Taylor, so I'm a little confused there.
I want to believe it to be true.
I want that for you.
I want it to be true. So what's the thoughts here?
So what we know about it is solely from the Sun. Like, it's not from WAPO or Wuzja. Or anyone hard launching or soft launching.
I don't think that the Wall Street Journal reports on romantic endeavors in the first place.
That's why I said they haven't confirmed it.
Though I will say my dad reads about Lewis Hamilton in Wuzja every few months and goes, is he good?
I really think this Wuzja thing could catch on.
I agree. You got WAPO, you got NIT.
Wuzja.
Freep.
Oh, you've got app. Subs.
Poops.
Pubs.
Oh my God. Okay, so Lewis may or may not be dating Kim Kardashian.
And the only thing we know about it is that it's being discussed in a British tabloid of ill repute.
Thank God he's going for someone age appropriate.
Honestly, it's kind of crazy. That's the only thing we can say about this.
I mean, I kind of get it. I think that they would actually make like a pretty decent couple.
That's either a ringing endorsement of Kim Kardashian or a stunning indictment of Lewis Hamilton. And honestly, I think it's both. I have met the man.
That's true. You know him better than I do.
We are friends.
You are friends. You did chat for like an hour.
Ludashian, though, is terrifying. I'll say that.
I like it. What else would it be? Hamdashian?
Lewim.
Carlos?
Carmelton.
I like Carmelton. Alexander Carmelton.
I really like Hamdashian.
I like Hamdashian too. It sounds like haberdashery.
Kuis?
No. Maybe he's in legal trouble and he needs somebody who failed the baby bar 6 times.
Yeah. In other old man in F1 news.
Exactly. Thank you. What a perfect segue.
I try. They make it easy in this case. Jenson Button has a new job.
He went from one mediocre team to the next.
I think he's kind of like a rat on a sinking ship in this case.
Yeah.
Again, we haven't seen cars on tracks in a serious way, so who knows?
Who knows?
But he did leave Williams, who he's been an ambassador for years now.
And crucially, did not drive for ever.
Right, crucially, to be an ambassador for Aston Martin, who now is working with Honda, who famously Jenson Button raced for, and Braun.
Yeah. And also, wasn't BAR also Honda?
I don't know.
I mean, listen, he's British.
Also, we know he's selling shit. Like, we know he's poor.
He needs money. I think that he probably is not good with finances.
Based on everything we know about him, I would agree.
Still very attractive.
Super hot.
DILF.
Yeah.
This brings us to IndyCar.
Who is grinding my gears this week.
I'm so mad.
I'm actually really upset about this.
You want to talk about it?
Unfortunately. In like a stunning series of events, the US President Donald Trump signed an executive order to have an IndyCar race in the District of Columbia to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States being formed.
And you know what's so crazy to me?
What?
I'm sure NASCAR told him no.
Yeah, that's my guess.
I mean, setting aside the fact that NASCAR traditionally doesn't do street tracks.
Yeah, but I'm sure they just went to NASCAR first. I am not a political person, like from like the workings of government. Why did he sign an executive order about this?
If I had to guess, it's because technically the president is in charge of DC. Like it has a mayor and that's it. Like they don't have a governor, they don't have senators, they don't have anything like that. It was actually a really big issue during January 6th because like they couldn't get the National Guard in.
Oh, because there's no governor to call them.
Right. So they have to go to the president, ask the president to send the National Guard in. It's a huge issue of why they need DC statehood.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. So it's because I believe civically, like DC is under the jurisdiction of the executive branch.
Okay, so from like a process perspective, it probably
Yeah.
needed to happen. It is just like weird.
It is weird. I feel like they probably could have gotten the permits without an executive order.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have had the photo call in the Oval Office with Trump, a bunch of his goons,
Mm-hmm.
and
His gooners.
I think I was going somewhere like goon boomers, and it just didn't quite work out.
Which I agree. Gooners.
The CEO of, I think, ESPN
Okay.
and the CEO of Penske.
Penske Perfect. Who, by the way, lest us not forget, cheated last year.
Yeah. So there's no plans, by the way.
This is what pisses me off. First of all, where are they going to race in DC?
They don't know.
There's nowhere to race.
They don't know.
The only places they could race would be outside of the district itself, which would put them in Maryland or Virginia.
And there's no way Abigail Spanberger is letting that happen.
No.
No way.
Queen. Who's in charge of Maryland? He's fucking, he doesn't fuck around either. They got bigger fish to fry. They got to rebuild that bridge.
The DMV is focused on other things. Not the actual DMV. This is an abbreviation of the
DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Delaware.
Is it?
It's Delaware.
You are from Virginia. I thought it was either or.
I mean, I feel like it is either or, but as someone who's not from the district, it's Delaware. Because no one gives a fuck about the district is the issue.
It's true. And that is the crux of the issue.
That's the problem. I also am just kind of like, DC is not the place that I would put a race where people crash.
No, for our international listeners or even people who just haven't been to DC, it's not like a spacious place.
No.
There's not a lot of room to move around.
No.
Where are they going to race? Foggy Bottom?
Yeah, it's a real place.
L'Enfant Plaza?
These are all real places. Imagine them racing down the mall
there's a pool.
I know. Imagine them racing down the mall and Trump being like, this is the biggest thing that's happened here. And like, also nothing else has happened here ever that's bigger than this. And it's like, actually, there was one of the most famous like marches for opposing racism in the world.
And also the Women's March that I was at in DC.
Exactly. Like, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
It's so annoying.
God, I fucking...
This happened like yesterday. So I cannot wait to watch this crash and burn. And I cannot wait for various IndyCar racers to come out and be like, I'm apolitical.
Oh my God.
So this will be fun. Also,
this is after there was controversy last year because Christy fucking Gnome, cosplaying as DHS Barbie, put out a tweet with an ice-themed IndyCar.
She did do that.
And I think she used Pato's car.
Which is insane.
So all of this to say, fuck Donald Trump.
Fuck ICE.
Fuck ICE.
And especially fuck Christy Gnome.
Especially fuck Christy Gnome. Okay.
On that charming note,
that brings us to the grid as ... which for the uninitiated is a moment in our podcast where we categorize a handful of riders and drivers from across the great wide world of motorsport as a person, place, thing, idea, concept, and in honor of America, we are going to do the grid as American Girl dolls. Zoe, did you have an American Girl doll growing up?
Here's the thing. I didn't have like a specific girl.
Oh.
But I had one of those like make your own ones.
Yeah.
Don't know why. I think I just wasn't like supremely attached to any of them. So my dad was like, we can make one. And I was like, okay.
I had Julie. I asked my mom for Julie. I love Julie. Would you like to go first?
I would. Pecco Bagnaia is Kit Kittredge.
Yeah.
Because Kit is from the American Great Depression era and Pecco is in his Great Depression
era. Yep.
Yeah. Straightforward.
Very, very one-to-one.
Marco Bezzecchi is Felicity.
Horse girl.
This one's a bit of a stretch. So the horse girl, definitely part of it. But Felicity is, the era she is from is in English colonial America on the dawn of the Revolution. And Bez is like charting his own path, similar to the American Revolution. And I have one bonus.
Okay.
George Russell is Samantha.
Yep. Clear as day. Clear as day.
It's a 1-to-1.
It's a 1-to-1. Okay. I am going to say, I think Kimi Antonelli is Molly. Because fathers, big part of Molly's story. Father figures, scrappy, child labor.
Yeah.
She was collecting tin, right? She really wanted to be in the tap dance.
I think so.
That's all giving me Kimi.
Tap dance for your soul, tiny boy.
Exactly. And then Lance Stroll is Rebecca Rubin, who is a Jewish immigrant from Russia. And I don't know if you know a lot about Stroloviches,
but I'm getting some Russian vibes.
Eastern
European.
They are from the Pale of Settlement.
So there you go.
Kimi Räikkönen is Kaya because Kaya is the only American Girl doll that doesn't smile. Yeah. Well, she doesn't show her teeth because she is as Pierce and they don't smile.
Right.
So.
And Kimi doesn't either.
Exactly.
I think like I said, I think we did a good job.
I think we nailed it. Well, that brings us to the end of the podcast. Make sure to like, rate, review, subscribe to, comment on, engage with any and all of the following on the podcast. We really appreciate it. It helps us grow. And then come hang out with us on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube. And that's it. Let's keep chatting soon.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.